Anyway, speaking of crime in New York, I guess Trump was indicted. Did they indict? They indicted the president. They were interviewing people on the news last night outside of Trump Tower, and nobody was there. So it was like these two lesbians fucking showed up. They looked like the type of women who cried when Hillary lost. Like, we all know those kinds. If you're a fucking millennial living in New York, in the New York City area, you know the type of chick who fucking cried when Hillary lost. Like, they are the generation of chicks who got really into the HBO show Girls. The ones who were inspired by that show and thought that that's what life was supposed to be like. Like, they fucking got their parents to pay for them to live in Brooklyn while they chase some bullshit social media job or whatever the fuck. People like that are really excited about this, and those are like the liberal women of my generation. Like, the liberal women of the generation after me are fucking psychos. I mean, the liberal men too, and the conservative men, and they're all fucking. Just be a fucking libertarian is what I'm saying. But this the particular breed of psycho that I'm talking about now, because right now in this moment I kind of empathize with the Trumpian psychos, because this does feel big time political hit jobby. So these lesbians showed up expecting a party at Trump Tower, and no one was there. And it was like, why are you so obsessed with the fucking guy? Like, everyone knows this. It feels like a bullshit charge, right? He paid a porn star to keep her mouth shut about fucking him, and it's like, all right, big deal. Like, no one who supported him ever cared about that, right? None of the MAGA people give a shit about that. Bush and Obama both killed fuck tons of people in the Middle East, and they made us the target of Islamic extremists for decades to come. And pretty much every politician from the two major parties just kind of exists to butt fuck the American people. Like, none of them are in. No one aggressively pursues positions of power like that for altruistic reasons, right? So I'm not worried about Trump trying to cover his ass after shooting a load. And there's almost an extent to which, like, fucking honestly, if I guess his concern was probably how the religious right would take that he fucked a porn star or whatever. So maybe that's why he wanted to cover it up. I don't think most people who voted for Trump would care. They'd be like, yeah, fucking MAGA. Of course he fucked a porn star. Like, that's awesome. So it's almost like it almost feels like he created a headache for himself by even trying to cover it up. But also, Alvin Bragg fucking sucks. Like, it's such a vindictive political move by a useless district attorney. Like, this is the same guy who was going to charge a bodega owner with murder or fucking manslaughter for fighting off a guy who attacked him. So even if you were going to concede that Trump is a piece of shit, Alvin Bragg is still a far bigger piece of shit. And then you also have to factor into the fact that, like, Trump is also hilarious, right? Like, there's something, like, as batshit insane as, like, Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene and all of them are, there's almost something that's endearing about them to me because, well, first of all, I would love to have a three-way with those two. I feel like it would be a fucking blast sitting on the couch, jerking off, watching those two just fucking diddle each other with a double-ended dildo, and then just fucking coming over and positioning them ass to ass and having my own little, like, private show while I got my hog flogged. if you could position them in front of you so they could double suck you while the double ender was going into their asses from the other end, that would be something. Something to strive for, I think. Anyway, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little plump right now. Anyway, the point is, it just feels this feels like such a ridiculous move. I don't know if they were. I wonder if the move is to try to trigger the MAGA people into taking another tour of the U.S. Capitol, or what? Because it feels like this could backfire if, like, even like again, even if you do convict him, I don't think anyone fucking cares. Um, no one who voted for him is going to give a shit because they're just going to be like, oh, yeah, it was bullshit. And it also feels like now it's a little bit of locker room material for MAGA because now they can be like, hey, look, they made this targeted political attack on him. They indicted him. They treated him like a criminal. He's our president and all that shit. So I don't know what the overall point of it is. But I'm not in politics. Maybe there's some genius ulterior motive. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know. The people who get fucking hot about politics are my favorite. I fucking love it. They were like, what are you doing? You just wrote 6 paragraphs on Facebook to your neighbor's uncle from when you were in elementary school, who you met at a barbecue. What you met at his graduation party, and now you're fucking you're calling him an un-American piece of shit, freedom hating cocksucker on Facebook because you guys disagree over if student loans should be repaid by the government. Like, it's just kind of it's an interesting way to spend your time. I feel like I'm not there for it. You know what I am there for? This video of a baseball coach